We have entered the final race before the break. Back live from the iRacing virtual track of Atlanta Motor Speedway, Atlanta, for 140 laps of racing. Now, Cameron Hearn has won the last two races. Looks to bring it back to back here tonight in round 4 of the Rick Motec Cup Series for Extreme Motorsports and 99.com, presented by MaxSpeedTV. What will happen here this evening? Good evening, everyone, and welcome again back to MaxSpeedTV. Of course, I am Joshua Medlock alongside tonight, doing some filling in for Logan Kais, having some bad storms down where he lives at. Logan, if you can make it in, buddy, go ahead and jump right on in. But I got Scott Rambler up here. Scott, man, how are you doing at this, here tonight, first and foremost, bud?
I am fantastic. I'm extremely excited to see some racing in the Cup Series here tonight. I love Atlanta. I wish I was out there with these guys, but unfortunately my schedule clashed with the seasons. But I'm definitely hyped to be right here with you in the booth for this race tonight.
Oh, yeah. I think this is going to be a good race. Last night in the Xfinity Series, kind of a recap for everybody out there that missed it, Scott. I know you wasn't racing last night, but Atlanta proved a very difficult for some of the drivers out here. 10 cautions last night in that Xfinity race. And a lot of the same drivers coming in from the Xfinity to the Cup here tonight, but also there's no standbys here. So, what could we see here? This is the top tier for Extreme Motorsports 99.com.
Well, you're definitely going to see a lot of side-by-side battling, especially before these tires cook off. I had the opportunity to get a couple laps in while we were getting set up for the stream here, and holy criminy, this thing gets tight after 4 or 5 laps. So if you're going to get some moves done, you're going to have to get them done early in the run.
So you think, after, say the green flag start of the race here tonight, anywhere between 1 to 6 laps, under green, got to do it early.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, anywhere between 7 through 12, that's where them tires will start to get grip. So what do you do in that meantime?
Once you start getting to that point, I think it really becomes a game of trying to find your position, how your car handles in the draft, saving your tires if you didn't use them up before, and just let everybody fall off in front of you, make a couple mistakes, try to gain a position here or there. You really got to try and conserve these tires. This track eats the absolute crap out of them.
Oh, yeah, very, very, very abrasive track here tonight. And I do also want to make note here, Alan Fox coming back here racing with Extreme. Things have happened. He had to take the season off, but he is going to go ahead and be back at it again here tonight, kind of late in the run. Glad to see that number 73 machine of Alan Fox back here, out here on the racing surface, Scott. I think, we got double Allens out here now. Alan Elwood and Alan Fox back at it. So right now they are 4th and 5th in practice here. But, practice, qualifying, that's just the beginning. It really comes down to race time.
Absolutely. And as much as we love to put an emphasis on practicing, there is absolutely nothing like getting into a race situation and really finding out just how far you can push the fuel, just how far you can push the tires, how much you can save, how aggressive everybody's going to be. Because in practice, you may just be throwing it into the wall every turn, trying to see what the car can get. And there's no telling what you could get out of somebody.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, we've got about 3.5 minutes here. I know qualifying will start, and then the drivers' meeting. We got plenty of time, so we're going to go ahead and go through those pre-race analytics here real quick, Scott. Air temp of 85, and Atlanta living up to its name. 114-degree track temp right now. Hopefully that temp goes down as the race progresses. We get some shade out there, but right now it is definitely hot and slick out there. Well, it's hot. I don't know if it's slick, but it's definitely hot for sure. 140 laps, 215.6 miles. And this track is actually 1.54 miles. I've got the tire window, Scott, anywhere between 30 to 35. These Cup cars with that big spoiler on the back, gets a lot of downforce. And, of course, the very abrasive track here in Atlanta. Going to use up those tires. Right front, going to be a big, big key here this evening.
Absolutely. The last thing you want to do is eat up that right front tire right at the beginning of the run, because you will be suffering for upwards of 30 laps, like you said, and you would not believe how much time you can lose. A couple tenths of a lap doesn't seem like much, but that really just snowballs as you go further on into a run.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, fuel window, I was told anywhere between 40 to 44 laps, but I estimated it 36 to 44 laps here tonight, Scott. There's going to be somebody that's going to try to save some fuel here this evening if they get those long green flag runs, especially at the end of the race. So, 36 to 44 laps, somewhere right in there, we will see these drivers go down into pit road. So that's what I've estimated. A pit road speed. We'll get to that in a minute, Scott. Pace speed 65 miles per hour. Now let's get to the pace speed, or the pit road speed here. 50 miles per hour. And if we get those long green flag runs, these tires, Scott, are going to be so worn out, coming down and getting it slowed down to pit road. You have got to be careful, Scott.
Absolutely. And Atlanta is actually probably one of the easier tracks to get on. You've got a smoother transition from the racing surface onto that pit road. But once those tires wear out, it is so easy for that rear end to just break loose and spin around on pit entry, especially if you're trying to compensate the car getting tight with putting rear brake bias in it. So we'll have to watch out for that if we get some green flag pit stops.
Yes, we will. All right, well, let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and run down through the top 12 in points here real quick. Kelgale going to stay at first at 123 points. GT Hawkins down a spot into second at 121 2-back. Cameron Hearn, Michael Thwaite's going to be tied for third at 105 16-back. Tommy Haynes in fifth at 99 points, 6-back. Rob Haynes in sixth, 88 points, 11-back. Will L. Davis in seventh, 87 points, 1-back. Tyler Hallman up a spot into eighth, 86 points, 1-back. William Hartman and Mike Rominger. Mike Rominger going to be one of our biggest movers here, up 11 spots, tied there with William Hartman at 85 points for ninth. David Elliott going to be in 11th position here, coming in two tonight, 79 points, 6-back, and Jacob Bell down 4 spots, still in the top 12 here, but right at that cut line at 78 points, 1-back, folks. Well, practice is over here for the evening, but that is the point standings here. Still very, very close here as we enter round 4 here this evening. But we are going to step away, play the national anthem, folks. Qualifying drivers meeting, some more stats to go down. And me and Scott, of course, we'll talk about the track here tonight. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallant
Alrighty, folks, back live here on MaxSpeedTV, and right now it looks like we have the number 33 of David Wise Hearn up front here as we count down the final 15 seconds left here in qualifying. It looks like, though, from the looks of it, Scott, everybody, the 40 drivers we have here tonight put in a qualifying lap. That's amazing. I mean, that's the first time I've ever seen that.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I've ever seen a full field of drivers completely fill out the roster there as well. But if you look from P3 all the way down to P30, the drivers are separated by 1/10 of a second.
Oh, wow. That's close.
That is
very
incredibly close.
That is a very, very close indeed. All righty, folks. Well, let's go ahead and look. Before we get to the Cup team points here, let's look and see who we have in chat here this evening. I'm seeing Brian Odell, Jake out there in chat. I cannot pronounce his name, Scott, but or his last name, Roussesseau. He is out there in chat. It looks like Jake is also picking Kel Gale. Looks like we've got Jeremy Clifton in chat. Jake is also saying, Scott Rambler, what's up, Scott? Love seeing you in
Hey, what's up?
Another league. You know what league that is that you race in. We'll just keep it at that. Looks like Jeff Glockner. Jeff, thank you so much for sharing the stuff on the groups out there to get it out there. I could not share it out there here tonight. So, thank you again, Jeff Glockner, out there in chat this evening. So, glad to see everybody out there tuning in here tonight. YouTube still having some problems. It is not updating the concurrent viewers as we get them. So, I do have to refresh the page, unfortunately. But I still see all of your chats out there. Chat is working. But, Scott, let me run down the Cup team points here real quick. We'll get to our picks here tonight. Cup team points coming into tonight. Prime Time in first with 364. East Coast Motorsports in second with 326. Virtual Racing Alliance in third with 304. Evans Wells Racing in fourth with 287. Kicking Asphalt Racing in fifth with 260. Samson struggling in the Cup Series this season in sixth, 248. Currently in sixth. VDE Legacy Esports in seventh, 232. And 4X Racing going to round out the eighth team here this evening in eighth at 214 here tonight. So, you know, Scott, we're only at round of 4. You know, this is just the Cup points. And still really very close. And anything can change from tonight to round of 5 of the chase later on in the months to come for that team championship, man. I mean, it's still really close.
Absolutely. I mean, it was really something else to go through the chase format myself here, because I started out with 2 races that I had missed. I won my first race in, got a couple of really good finishes, was working my way up to the top 12 to get locked into that chase. And somebody could come from the back of the field today and just blow everybody's mind and come from out of nowhere. The talent level here is absolutely insane. It truly is anybody's race every time we go on track with these Cup cars.
Yes, it is. I had to move my mic, sorry. It is anybody's race for sure. You know, throughout the season and the series, you know, for the Rickmo Tech Cup Series, of course, gotta do what we always do here. Give a shout out to Frank Rico and the team over there at Rickmo Tech for coming on board again this season to sponsor the Cup Series. I don't have anything from Rickmo Tech, but I've seen the way that stuff is made, and I've heard of the stuff that, you know, people do have from Rickmo Tech, and let's say that From what I've heard, nothing but good things about Motec. You know, if a piece has a problem, when you get it, it's not working properly, they are there. They will help you either get it working, or if it's a malfunction with the part itself, or whatever you have from them, they will figure out a way and work with you in some sort of way to get that piece fixed. When you got somebody out there that's willing to do that way they can get their pieces out there, their wheels, their button boxes, their pedals. Like I said, I don't have anything, but I've seen their wheels and stuff, and frankly, I would love to have one. Be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm in the same position. I don't quite have anything from Mcdaniel just yet, but I have had the chance to talk with Frank Rico and do a couple other events outside of Extreme, and the man truly loves racing in every single form that he can get, especially the sim racing, which drove his passion to get his company and create Mcdaniel. And it's truly incredible to see just how involved he is with the communities within sim racing. So we're incredibly happy to have him here at Extreme.
Oh yeah, he does so much for that sim community here, for sure. All right, well, it looks like we've got Ryan Douglas out there in chat here this evening. Jeff Glockner grabs a pick out there here. Gary Wells joining us up here. I thought you were supposed to be spotting for somebody here tonight, Gary. Anyway, got to pick on Gary, Jeff Glockner, his pick tonight is going to be Michael Atkins Jr. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. In the number 39, qualified in 14th position, driving the Kick It Asphalt racing car. And good luck to all KAR drivers. And he's like, hey, Ryan out there in chat. So, well, Scott, I'm going to go ahead and let everybody know we do have our picks. And I'm going to let you announce your pick here tonight, who you would like to see win it here this evening.
All right. My pick is based personally off of it. And as much as I hate to be biased, I love running with Rob Haynes. I've worked with him a ton on this racetrack and with some other cars, and especially here in the Cup Series a couple seasons ago. His ability to remain consistent, especially as the tires fall off, is going to be key tonight. I'm going to make Rob Haynes in the 29 for Evans Wells Racing my pick tonight.
All right. Well, my pick here this evening, and kind of picking on Scott up here tonight. My pick tonight is actually going to be also Michael Atkins Jr. With Kickin' Asphalt Racing as well in the number 39 machine. So that is going to be my pick here this evening. We made our picks way before we went live. Well, Rob did, or Scott did. I didn't. I made my pick during qualifying or during the national anthem there. So, but my pick is going to be Michael Atkins Jr. I think it's going to be a good race here. Scott, what do you say we go ahead and get our pole sitter up here for the first interview of the evening here tonight?
All right, let's do it.
All right, well, let's go ahead and drag him up here real quick from Samson Motorsports. David Weishart, better get a copy.
Yes, sir.
Well, David, you're going to grab the pole out here tonight, but it looks like a little bit of a tie there between you and Mike Rominger. So, how did you manage to do it? We don't see the milliseconds after the 29.686 that you and Mike put in. So, Ben, how did you do it, bud?
Man, I don't know. I just put the pedal to the floor and hope it stuck.
Well, it definitely stuck. How is Hotlanta? How's the track?
Tight, real tight.
Oh,
Usually these cup cars here during the day, it's usually loose.
yeah.
But in our practice runs, it was kind of tight. In a few practice sessions I hosted, because I've put in me and our teammates, but I put in probably 300 laps this weekend. Just practicing for this race, and it was always on the tighter side. But this session, for some reason, in practice out of 4, it was just plowing off of 4. So,
Wow.
So when I say I hope it stuck, it was like, yeah, I hope it sticks. But it stuck, and but it's gonna be a handful of people sliding around, sliding up, and people just got to be wary of that.
Yeah, it's going to be pushing, I can say, as you were talking there, pushing like a dump truck, as we like to call it. So, David, well, you are going to grab the pole. Congratulations, buddy, on that pole position here this evening. But a long race, 140 laps. Long race for you guys. What's your mindset? Clean air, maybe moving back. You don't have to go into detail, but what's your mindset?
My mindset is tires are a number one of importance, and I'm going to be like a charity case giving away these positions early, just trying to save tires. So I'm going to be like Oprah Winfrey out there. You get a spot. You get a spot. Everybody gets a spot because I'm not going to burn them off early. So expect me to drop back pretty early. And like I said, tires are so important here. I mean, I ran a 20-lap run in practice, and I was 2 seconds slower from first lap to 20th lap. So they're going to be important. It's going to be a big strategy play. Who's going to take tires and when they're going to take them.
Oh, yes, it is, David. Well, congratulations on the pole. We'll let you get back down there to your team, buddy. Simpson Motorsports. Hey, good luck, bud. Good luck.
Thanks, guys. Should be a good race.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, let's get back here to another interview here real quick. Let's go with Will L. Davis. He's currently running in 16th. He's where he qualified. I will, of course, have to find him because I do not know where he's at in TeamSpeak. If you find him before I do, let me know. There he is. I found him. Earnhardt Legacy. All right, Will Davis, buddy, got a copy? Will Davis, buddy, get a copy. Nope, he don't want to talk.
I know the booth can be a little bit intimidating. But...
Now, hush. I want to get somebody mid-pack. So who do we get? Anywhere between 13th through 23rd.
13th through 23rd. I think we're going to go on the latter end of that. Let's get Davey Hendricks up here.
All right, Davey Hendricks in 23rd. That's going to be down here in VRA. Scott, go ahead and interview him, buddy. Your interview.
Davey Hendricks, got a copy?
I do.
This is Scott up here in the booth. How you doing tonight, man?
Could be better.
Yeah, it seems like you're starting pretty deep in the field here. This midfield is probably one of the most hotly contested I've ever seen in a cup race here. Do you have any strategies to get your way up to the front?
Not get taken out by some mess that's going to happen. I mean, this package, I know how it's going to be. It's going to be close. People probably aren't going to give room, so I'm not super confident in how it's going to go in the beginning.
So just 100% survival right out of the get-go.
Yep.
All right. So we talked to David Weishart, the pole sitter for this race, and he was talking like it was just incredibly tight out there throughout the entire run. Are you seeing the same thing?
I mean, it is, but I mean, we both raced there. Actually, I don't know if we did or not. I raced the Xfinity cars last night, and those were terrible. So these actually aren't as bad. At least I can stay on the white line for a little bit. But I mean, as the run goes on, it'll get worse. Someone, we'll likely see a couple people pop off the wall and come down. So it'll be fun to watch. I'm not sure how fun it'll be to drive.
All right, and I've got one more question for you before we send you back down there. In practice, were you able to get into all the different lines that Atlanta usually throws out there, or is it really just a one-line racetrack at the moment?
There are. I mean, I guess it depends on who you're driving around. If you're around someone you trust and you can pass them on the high side, I think you'll see people pass on the high side. But I mean, it just depends on who you're around, who you trust. I mean, we've raced each other a lot this season, the last couple seasons for most of us. So it'll be. I feel like you'll see some two-line racing. It'll just be around people you expect it to be around.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to us, Mr. Hendricks. Good luck tonight. Get out there.
Thank you.
All right. Well, it looks like 51 seconds. Not going to be able to interview anybody else, but David Weishart is going to be on a pole here tonight. That was Davey Hendricks, though, starting 23rd here around the mid-pack here this evening. Man, mid-pack in Atlanta, it's rough because of the position you're in, the inside or outside line, Scott. So, how's he going to be able to control it as we get ready for grid here this evening?
Honestly, with as hotly contested as the mid-pack looks to be tonight, I think he's got the right idea. Survival is going to be at the forefront. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a couple guys drop down on the backstretch and let some people go just to try and get through to the first pit stop and just make up room from there. But trying to run too wide, especially right off the get-go, hot track, tight race car, it's a recipe for disaster. So we could see a couple big ones tonight. I know these guys are really good, and I'm hoping we don't, but it's a recipe for some nasty stuff going on tonight.
Yes, it is. All right, well, let's get them on the grid here tonight, folks. David Weishart going to grab the pole here this evening, actually tying there with Micromanager, but David Weishart awarded the pole with a 29.686. Micromanager also with a 29.686 in second. Delonte Ballard going to grab third here this evening in qualifying. Cameron Hearn in fourth, looking to go back-to-back here tonight. Hunter McDaniel in fifth. Garrett Heath in sixth, Alan Elwood seventh, Cale Gale in eighth, Tommy Haynes ninth, and Alan Fox in 10th. Scott?
Jacob Bell is going to start off your top, going to start off the top 15 here in 11th position in the 77. Tyler Hallman, P12. Rob Haynes, P13. Michael Atkins, P13. Blake Griffin in the number 1 will be P15. Will Davis, 16th. Michael Mueller, 17th. Chuck Sweeting, 18th. Andrew Mraz, 19th. And Darren Clement will be rounding out your top 20.
All right. Ed Morris, 21st. Gary Sexton, 22nd. Davey Hendricks, 23rd. Gary May, 24th. Justin Gann, 25th. G.T. Hawkins, 26th. William Hartman, 27th. Timothy Zayas, 28th. Bobby Jones, 29th. Brandon Freeze, 30th. Finish them out, Scott.
All right, in 31st, we've got Mike Franklin, Richie Evans in 32nd, Tommy Amassi in 33rd, Jacob Lee, 34th, David Elliott, 35th, Michael Thwaites, 36th, Christian DeBoer, 37th, John Sterling, 38th, Garrett Grant, 39th, and Mr. Brent Cool will round out the field in P40.
All right, out of turn number 2 we go. David Weishart is going to be getting them going here this evening, folks. So, man, it's Atlanta Motor Speedway, Hotlanta, round 4 here tonight as they make their way into turn number 3 here, folks. Pull those belts tight one more time here tonight as we get ready for some green flag racing here for the Rick Motec Cup Series for Extreme Motorsports and 99.com. David Weishart on the inside. Micromanager to the outside. Here we go. Pace car is off the track. David Weishart already on the loud pedal. Boogity, 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 folks. We're racing here for round 4 of the Rick Motec Cup Series for Extreme Motorsports and 99.com. Well, this is
Looking
the
pretty
tires.
clean through.
Go ahead, Scott. Go ahead.
Looking pretty clean through the middle of the field here. Got a little bit of bumping and scraping going on as David Weishart comes to lead the first lap of 140 here tonight at Atlanta.
Yes, he does, but that is now 139 here tonight left to go. We got some side-by-side action back here, though. Oh, here we go. Well, we heard David Weishart saying that he is probably going to pull back. Oh, no, David.
Contact.
Get Bob
3-wide,
23.
Wow.
Oh, Garrett Heath getting into the number 33 there. Good save by David. Now, we know David said he's probably going to pull back. I didn't think Garrett might have expected that or not, but Scott, that could have been detrimental. That could have been a big caution if he had not have saved that.
Absolutely, and once these things get a little bit sideways, it's a lot easier now to catch them than it was on the old tire package, but don't let things deceive you here. When those cars get sideways, they are an absolute handful. So that was some masterful driving to save that by Weishart. As it looks like he is starting to stack up the field on the top line there coming out of 2. Starting to really create the eye of a storm there. Somebody could get impatient. Turn out real nasty.
Yeah, I'm looking maybe a potential 3. Nope. No 3 wide. There's still double foul. I suspect some 3 wide here tonight. We seen it last night about there. Michael Atkins Jr., Blake Griffith, Michael Mueller, Andrew Mraz back here in between Ed Morris, Will L. Davis. So we got battles happening back here mid-pack. Dang near 3 wide back here again. Not 3 wide yet, Scott, but man, a 3 wide medlock up here to booth.
You're calling it. You want to see it.
Oh, man, I know we're going to see it. It's going to happen here. Right here with Justin Gann in the 30. Oh, I don't like that camera view. That's far out there, but we're with Justin Gann in this package here. Oh, really close there. I believe that is going to be between Darren Clement and the 11 of Davey Hendricks. They got almost door-to-door there. Looks like Davey is going to make the pass there on that number 13 of Gary Sexton. Here comes the 14 of G.T. Hawkins to the inside. Out of turn 2. Well, it looks like Chuck Sweeting didn't start the race here tonight. What happened to Chuck?
From what I'm seeing, it looks like he lost connection, tried to connect, and then disconnected again. So he might be affected by those storms on the East Coast.
Oh, no. Well, back here with Michael Mueller, and I believe that is the 33 of David Weishart, the 52 Northern Capital Machine of Tyler Hallman, Rob Haynes, your pick, Andrew Mraz and Blake Griffith all right here together. Mike Robbinger, though, going to lead us the 7th lap here this evening as he takes the line out of turn number 2 here. Single file for the most part till you get back here to, well, guess who? Rob Haynes.
And these guys are running really tight right on each other's doors. I know that the lane here is incredibly tight, especially if you're trying to run the outside line. You want to try and pinch that driver down center corner, but you do that for too long, somebody's going to slide just a little bit. Could spell disaster, but these guys are doing a heck of a job out there keeping it as tight as they are.
Oh, yes, they are. Well, send a pass there. Tommy Haynes going to fall back a spot. Garrett Heath, Michael Atkins Jr. going to get around, both of them. So Tommy going to fall back a spot there. Michael Mueller on the outside of the 52. If the 52 can get the run, he will take that spot across the stripe here. Now down into turn number 1. But you talked about the different lines that are out here at Atlanta early on, Scott. So, you know, can those different lines come into play? You know, because usually Atlanta is one line.
Absolutely. As the one car goes barreling into the 29, nearly spins him out going into turn 3.
Ooh!
Oh, wow. I'm not sure what was going on there.
Griffith.
Good job by both drivers to keep that under control. That almost got ugly. But yeah, the outside line could definitely come into play once the tires start to wear off, because you're able to diamond the corner a little bit better from the top side and get into a different lane there, especially in turn 1. Turns 3 and 4, though, his historically always been fastest right there on that bottom line, just above the apron. So I think where we're going to see the biggest difference is going to be in 1 and 2.
All right, well, still on Blake Griffith here. Doing battle with the 7 of Ed Morris. Looks like Will L. Davis doing a battle here of his own. with the 28, door to door with that 28 machine of Andrew Mirage. You couldn't put a piece of paper between them two.
That is very true, and I have to issue a correction. As somebody gets sideways, there's a spin in turn 2. Everybody's punching up into
Here we go. First caution of the evening here tonight. And it is going to be a good size caution here. Looks like Justin Gann going to be involved in this. Let's go back and take a look at it here on the MaxSpeedTV replay.
All right, looks like the 13 is going to give the 11 a shunt into the back of the 30 going into turn 1. The 30 just gets loose and nobody can check up in time, gets spun all the way around, and everybody piles in.
All right, well, we'll see it here. Oh, yeah, right there. Oh, yeah, man, that was really close for sure. 13 on that left rear of the 11 into the 30. The 30 goes sideways. The 11 nowhere to go. Pushes that 30, and then it was on from there. Several drivers going to be involved. The 82. It looks like we have, let's see here, the
82,
12?
the 30, the 13, the 12,
the
11.
12, yeah. All right. So several drivers going to be involved in this. It looks like Brent Cool locked it down there in the 4 just to dodge it. So, well, tires are premium and everybody on pit road. Chris Canfield out there in chat asking if you were in the booth.
Yes, I am. What's going on, Chris?
All right, let's see here. Alan Fox. Looks like Alan missed his pit stall as well. Let's see, Brett Cool didn't come down pit road, but looks like Alan Fox might have missed his pit stall there. He came down pit road and he didn't pit.
Well, that's not going to bode well for his track position, but seeing as it's only lap number 16 out of 140, he's got plenty of time to make up that space. And Allen is one of the most consistent and smooth drivers that I've ever gone against, so I wouldn't count him out just yet for a simple pit road mistake.
Yep, he is now going to come down pit road. That's going to give the lead up to the number 4 of Brett Cool here. And the Drive for Diabetes Awareness Machine, DFDA.info. Check, don't guess, folks. You don't know if it's the flu or diabetes. But, well, let's see here. Can we get a first interview in here tonight? Who do you want to interview, buddy?
Oh, let's see. Let's get Mr. Hunter McDaniel up here.
Hunter McDaniel down there in, I think that is going to be... See if I can find him here. All right, there he is. Scott, go ahead and do the first interview of racing here tonight. Hunter McDaniel.
All right,
Yep.
Hunter McDaniel, got a copy?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
All right, man. So you started in 5th, made your way up to 3rd. How's the car feeling out there?
It handles great. For the first few laps, it gets really tight. So I think you'll see a lot of guys really take it easy, save their tires for the first 10-ish, 15 laps. And then you'll start to see a disparity between those that saved their tires and those that ran full out. And I think that's kind of what led to this caution. I wasn't able to see it, but, after those first few laps, gets real tight. And then at the very tail end of a run, seems to get loose. But overall, handles pretty well.
All right, and it's looking like Mr. Cool in the 4 has stayed out on his old tires, I believe, if not taken 2. You have any strategies for getting around him once the green flag drops?
I think we're going to get on the radio and tell him to get on his horse and ride. So we'll see how it works out here.
All right, well, you guys are on 1 to green. Best of luck to you, man.
I appreciate it, guys.
Hunter. All right, getting back down there to the Doug Design Racing team here tonight. Going to be coming to the green flag here once again. Coming to lap 19 this time by Scott. Well, Brent Cool going to get him going there. He's chosen the inside line. Cameron Hearn looking to go back to back to back. He is on the outside. Once you get him going here as we enter turn 3, bud.
Absolutely. Lights are off on the pace car. Mr. Brent Cool in the Drive for Diabetes Awareness car on the inside line. Waiting for that pace car to drop off the track and get these guys going once again on lap number 18. Or finishing up 18, I should say. Here we go. Pace car's going to drop off. It's off the track, waiting on Brent. Brent fires away. Got 3 VRA cars on the top line behind him, looking to get that position. Gets about a 2-car length lead going into turn 1. I think that's going to dissolve very quickly on those old tires. As Hunter McDaniel makes a move to the inside for the lead almost immediately.
Oh, wow. Hunter McDaniel, he's wasting no time. Going to pull up to the outside right in front of the number 4. Here comes the 15 of Cameron Hearn to the inside. Not quite getting up there, but man, Brent falling way back, and that's what these older tires really, they really show. But man, look at these VRA guys. All
they just
up
hooked
here
up
together.
In the train and went.
Now number 5, Alan Elwood, started 7th, currently running in 4th. He's on the outside of that number 5 of Micromanager. Mike has the preferred line, but, Alan, he runs and guns it, man. If it'll stick, he'll do it.
Absolutely, and that smooth nature I was talking about means he's able to hold that position a lot longer than anybody else in the field. So if anybody's going to make that top line start to work early, I could easily see it being Allen.
All right, well, still a battle here, Alan Elwood, but Cameron Hearn goes to the lead, getting around the 57 of Hunter McDaniel. Going to kind of split the VRA guys up here once again, but... Well, we see the 51 of Delonte Ballard there battling Mike Rominger behind him. Delonte is going to be battling Jacob Bell. Cale Gale, David Weishart, Michael Atkins Jr. all back here running side by side.
It looks like we're starting to get 2 packs sort of formed up here. It looks like about maybe 20th on back. Everybody's straightened out, just kind of chilling. Plenty of space between the cars, but up in front, that top 20, man, there's inches between almost every single car going through.
Tyler Hallman, GT, right up ahead of him. Will L. Davis, Tommy Haynes, Ed Morris coming up through the field here. Started 21st, currently running in 16th. Still side by side this package, Scott. I mean, it makes it more pack racing.
Absolutely, but as soon as these tires fall off, though, it almost reverts back to the way the old Cup car was. You really have to pay attention to how you enter the corner. You can't be right on somebody's bumper. Otherwise, it'll just wash right up the hill on you. Hopefully, we get a couple good laps in here. We start to see that start to take shape and get some pit strategy involved. Maybe see some of your patented green flag pit stops.
Patented green flag pit stop. Oh, I love it. Well, Delonte Ballard going to fall back here into 4th behind that number 57, Hunter McDaniel. But side by side, still happening behind them. Almost some 3-wide action between Jacob Bell, Mike Rominger, and I believe that it's going to be Garrett Heath up here in that number 23. Door to door. The 77 and the 9 go. Jacob Bell and Mike Rominger. Back here, Cale Gale and Michael Atkins Jr. at around the 9th position. Side by side. Out of turn number 4 across the stripe. Pretty much single file behind them. We get back here toward the back of the field, though. Richie Evans kind of leading the group here, really by himself, but Jacob Lee is the one that's going to be leading this group, but he is going to be coming up on that number 8 of Richie Evans. Christian DeBoer, Davey Hendricks, Alan Fox trying to make his way back up toward the top 10 as he goes to the inside of the 11 of Hendricks, and David Elliott right behind that number 73.
As we just had a change for position up front, the 23 got past the 51 for P4, and they're still running side by side with Cale Gale and Justin Bell.
Did you just say Justin
I'm
Bell?
sorry, Jacob Bell. Good Lord. I just missaid my own teammate's name. I'm getting fired tonight. Garrett's not going to like that.
Wow. All right, that is
fail.
Jacob Bell, not Justin Bell here tonight, folks. Scott Rambler up here in the booth. I'm going to call him Rambler, even though he has no B in his name. Wow, I can't believe you did that, Scott.
It happens.
Oh, man. Willow Davis. David Weishart. Down to the inside of that number 38 machine. This is for 11th here. Been out here now at about 14 laps, but we did see it at about 18 or 15 to 18 laps, the way the tires fall off. But, being in this pack here, they can't break away from one another. The biggest gap, get back here to Darren Clement, the biggest gap is between Darren Clement and Jacob Lee. Oh, Richie Evans. No caution, but he is on the apron there. So what happened to Richie Evans as we go to the MaxSpeedTV replay here and see what happened to Evans? Now keep an eye up front here, live still, green flag racing, Scott, because we know with them being in a pack, anything can happen, but I got to see what happened to Richie.
I really don't see anything that happened to Richie. I don't see any damage on his car. Nobody made contact with him. He just dropped off the track and went to pit road.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I just see that here. I just dropped it off the track, went to pit road. He's in his pit stall there. So we get back up here to the battles that are going on still yet. Leaders, Cameron Hearn, Alan Elwood, teammates, VR Ray, Hunter McDaniel, Garrett Heath, Delonte Ballard going to round out the top 5. Cale Gale in a battle of his own here with Mike Rominger, and then right behind Mike, we've got David Weishart and still Jacob Bell going to do battle. Justin Bell, as Scott called him here earlier on. You're not going to live that down, Scott. Sorry.
Nope. I'm just going to have to poke him under caution and be like, hey, your name's Justin now.
Back here with Tyler Hallman. Now it looks like William Hartman in the 67 was looking to the inside of the 52, but we see the tires really starting to fall off here at about 18 laps or so on this run. This is where these guys, Scott, are, if they can get away from each other, they're going to start to break away. But really, right now, they're not doing that. Even on these older tires, they're still pretty much nose to tail and even side by side in some cases.
That is very true, but there are a couple of cases that if you keep an eye on, David Weishart has moved up, I believe, two or three positions since the start of the run. And he's really starting to show some late run speed now. He's passed 2 cars within the last 5 or 6 laps that I've been watching him.
You're talking about David?
Yes.
Yeah, David Weishart in that 33 there. Currently now running up in 7th, our pole sitter here this evening. 35 of 140 here tonight. Cameron Hearn up front. We got a battle back here. GT Hawkins down to the inside of the 27, and Michael Mueller, the 38, the 7, the 17, the 29, all right there behind him. That's all the way back to Rob Haynes. But Tyler Hallman and William Hartman also in the mix here as well. And that 28 also of Andrew Mirage. So still we've got a pretty good pack, solid pack of vehicles right here. And they are going to go 2 wide. Not 3 wide yet.
That was a real dive bomb move into 3 there. Probably not the
Yeah.
best idea. Slid back up the hill for a crossover.
Yeah, that 38 of Will L. Davis, Scott.
Okay. So we're going to go back to see who that was. That's going to be Mr. Ed Morris and Will L. Davis were battling out for that position. All right, I apologize. GT Hawkins in the 14 was battling for that position. Looks like he's starting to put a little separation between himself and the 88 at the moment. We'll go to our wide-angle cameras, see what we can find. As everybody should be starting to get spread out quite a bit. Most of the field is already single file. Tires are starting to wear out. The games are going to start playing with your tire strategy. Did you save in the beginning of the run, or were you pushing really hard?
All right, well, they are getting a little bit spread out here. Green flag racing back here to Rob Haynes coming from 13th. He's back into 17th in the MaxSpeedTV 29 machine. About behind him, though, Andrew Morales, Tyler Hallman there. Side by side there. Clement there, Scott. I thought he might be looking to take a 3 wide here, but the drivers ahead of him, they're really putting it down there against that white line. That's really where you want to be. With these older tires, so it can push up onto the track. He's looking again, but not going to be able to do it there into 3 and 4.
Absolutely, and I've been keeping an eye on GT Hawkins ever since the 38 tried to throw that dive bomb on him there. It looks like he started kicking it in the rear a little bit, started moving up through the field, got past Michael Mueller for the 11th position, making his way toward the top 10.
All right, getting up here to GT Hawkins in that GTR number 14 machine. You know, man, these drivers, you know, you cannot break away. Oh, battle for the spot up here between David Weishart, picking them off one by one. He has now managed to get the top 5, Scott. I mean, we still got a long way to go.
Absolutely, but it's like I said, these guys up here were all pushing, trying to get that track position, especially trying to get past Brent Cool, and they started battling amongst themselves. Even some of the teammates were still going at it pretty hard. Weishart, who's been back there saving his tires, taking it nice and easy, capitalizing on other drivers' mistakes, has now made his way all the way up from just outside the top 10 to now he's looking into the top 5 and potentially looking to take the lead if this goes on.
Yeah, we're going to have to watch as they get around a lap car here. That's going to be the number 30 of Justin Gann on the outside there, but the leader's going to get around. Here comes Hunter McDaniel as well as Garrett Heath. David Weishart also now to the inside. So getting around a lap car here, battle here, Rob Haynes and Tyler Hallman. Tyler Hallman back to the inside of the number 29 machine. He's going to make the pass there, coming across the stripe. So a little bit of gap now between William Hartman in that 16th position and Tyler Hallman about 7/10 of a second. But, well, Rob still under fire. Darren Clement as well is going to get around. Rob Haynes, Andrew Maraza now going to go bumper to bumper here. It could be a teammate thing.
Yeah, I'd say so. These guys, especially with the teammates, are always giving each other a little bit of room. They'll back up a line a little bit, let you in, let you catch your breath, and let you get back on your way. And that can be incredibly valuable, especially when you're running a single line around the racetrack like right now.
Yeah.
It seems like the inside is just so much stronger than the outside. As we are 3 wide. Holy crap.
Looking at that. Yeah, 3 wide here with the 42, the 2, and, the 40, 42, the 28, and the 1. I'll get it right in a minute. Oh, jeez.
42 sticking his nose under the 2, almost turning him. That was incredibly close.
Oh, that's David Elliott in that number 42. Oh, Chuck, man, not what we wanted to see. Freaking storms, man, taking you out here tonight. Oh, man, tough break, buddy. Well, get it back up here to Jacob Bell. He is around company. William Hartman and Tommy Haynes. Tommy Haynes going to get around William Hartman now to the inside of Jacob Bell. Not completed the pass yet. Oh, we've got a potential battle here. David Weishart now into fourth as you get around Garrett. These drivers been out here now 32 laps, Scott, on these tires. Man, that they have got to be screaming for tires.
Absolutely. The cars at this point have got to be pushing, especially back in traffic. All it takes is one small mistake. You lift out of the throttle a little more, and you're going to be dropping 5 miles an hour on everybody behind you. It's so easy to make a mistake here. We're going to start seeing guys really start to back off, especially if they're going to try and start doing green flag pit stops. Everybody straightens out.
We'll be coming up on green flag pit stops here in about... I would say at about 3 to 4 laps we'll be within the window. Do you pit early and take a chance of, coming down pit road in a caution, or do you just go ahead and stay out as long as you possibly can, seeing that we are not even halfway here tonight, Scott?
Well, it all depends on where you want to set yourself up for the end of the race. So we're 50 laps into a 140 lap race. If you short pit now, we're going to make it, what'd you say, about 40, 45 laps?
36 to 44 on a fuel.
36 to 44. So drop 10 laps. Let's say you pit at 60. That would give you up to about 100. You'd still be cutting it pretty close on fuel. But assuming that we may get another caution, pit early, get that fresh rubber, make up that time by running. Assuming.
Assuming.
That's the gamble. That's the gamble. Do you take tires and potentially make up quite a bit of time? The caution comes out later. You've got track position. Or do you stick it out, try to play the fuel game? Because potentially we're looking at you might be able to make it to lap 140 if you're saving pretty hard.
Yeah, 140. 215.6 miles here this evening. Andrew Miraz doing battle there. Alan Fox, Davey Hendricks, John Sterling all right here together. Right behind them is Rob Haynes. Rob looking here as he sees that side-by-side action going up ahead of him. As close as Rob is, anything could happen. You don't want to see anybody, of course, get into a wreck for sure. But, these old tires, if that back end, Scott, that back end, front end, or whatever the case may be, just say, I'm done, see a tire blown out here, it's a big possibility that we could see a tire blown here at Atlanta tonight.
Absolutely. It's so much easier to throw too much wheel into these cars because they just do not want to turn. But with as experienced as most of these drivers are, I highly doubt we'll see that happen. Because if you were pushing it that hard from the get-go, you'd be way off the pace by now.
Well, my highest finish here, now, of course, this was before all the updates that iRacing has had since I last raced here at Atlanta. But it was actually in the Xfinity cars. My highest finish here is third. And let me tell you, it's 40-plus laps old tires. And I was just hoping that the race would end soon as we go 3 wide again. Up ahead around Will L. Davis. Well, that didn't last long coming out of turn number 2. But, yeah, it's really, really hard to save here at Atlanta. No matter if you're good at saving tires or not, this track is so abrasive.
Absolutely, and it's like Weishart said, you almost have to make that choice right off the get-go. I'm saving tires, let people by that are wanting to battle, let the race come back to you later in the run. And that seems to have worked out for him pretty well here.
Yeah.
Sitting, I believe, just outside the top 5. Or no, he's in P8 right now. So he's falling back a little bit, but
Yep.
he's still right there.
43 viewers here tonight, concurrent. Glad to have everybody out there. 20 likes. Can we hit 30 mark here this evening? Looks like Ryan Bradshaw joining us out there in chat, as well as Chuck Sweeting, unfortunately taking out of the race here tonight. But we do have green flag pit stop, Scott, happening right now. Jacob Bell down pit road, Jacob Lee down pit road, Michael Thwaite and Alan Fox all down pit road. Oh, Alan Fox pulled too far to the left, had to back up and readjust. Mistakes on pit road, Scott. You don't want to have them.
Absolutely, and especially with trying to get on pit entry, I just saw somebody like drifting it into the pit entry there. As I'm getting covered up by all kinds of radio traffic right now. Everybody's calling out to go to the pits this time.
All right, so a lot of drivers. It looks like Rob Haynes on pit road. Ed just now coming off here. David Elliott, it looks like, will be coming off here this time off of pit road, but looks like Michael Mueller, Tommy Haynes. Let's see here who we got. Cale Gale down pit road. Oh, Cale Gale had to back up. Uh-oh. But now the question is, when the leader's going to come down pit road? They have been out here 44 laps. Oh, we've had a caution, Scott, but they all came down pit road that last time. So, you know, I don't think you should save fuel this early. I really don't.
The only real advantage that saving fuel this early does is it opens up your pit options later in the run. So if you stretch it out to, say, lap 65, that'll extend your window to about lap 105, 110. You're going to have fresher tires than the guys that had to come in on lap 100 or 95 that are having to really stretch those tires out. You can split your fuel run into three quarters or even a half and potentially just make up that distance on pace if you play it right.
Right.
We may see these guys try to stretch it out a bit more, as Micromanager still has not come in.
Yeah, it looks like we've got all of the Northern Capital Sampson Motorsports guys down, as well as Hunter McDaniel down pit road. So all these drivers down pit road. Bobby Tinch is going to be coming off the track here this time by. But now down pit road, Mike Rominger down pit road here this time. It looks like we look at who has pitted and who has not. The top 16, now 17 drivers have yet to come down pit road. Here comes the leaders, Cameron Hearn and Alan Elwood, as well as Garrett Heath.
Ooh, Cameron came in really hot that time. I'd be watching. Oh, man, somebody else from VRA just flew into the pit road there.
Let me see here. I'm not sure who that would have been. Let's see. Let me look. Delonte Ballard in the 51. Davey Hendricks in the 11. It could have been one of those drivers there, but Delonte, Cameron, Garrett, Allen, Will, Darren, Davey. Looks like William, Brandon, GT, Timothy Zayas all on pit road as we see Michael Atkins Jr. and if I can catch up to him, John Sterling, Blake Griffith come down pit road this time. So Gary May is going to be our leader here this evening at about 48 lap stint run here. We're almost at that halfway mark here, Scott, here in about 6 or so laps, man, 70.
These guys have really been clicking them off here, trying to get this race down and underway. It's been fantastic so far. to see that these guys are keeping it clean, really making these strategies work.
Well, we know this is the top tier driver, Scott. This is the only way to get in here is by invite. That's the only way. So, you might have one or two cautions, but usually after the first caution in the Cup Series, they get it figured out really quickly. They kind of know what it's going to take. So, 1 to 2 to 3 cautions in the Cup Series is not bad. As we see Gary May now come down pit road, giving the lead up to Christian DeBoer. Christian DeBoer been out here 51 laps. I think he's stretching it. I really do.
51 laps. I don't know that I'd ever want to be out on Atlanta for 50 consecutive laps. That is not fun to do.
Well, I was out here over 40, finishing third, so I know how bad it is. Well, now Christian DeBoer going to come down pit road. That's going to give the lead up to, if he does, that'll give the lead up to Ed Morris, who has already made his pit stop there. So the number 7 of Ed Morris is going to be our current leader. If he can get back around, I think he will. But I see a potential 3 wide. No, boy, that number 4 there going to back it off. That is going to be Brent Cool, who's 2 laps down. Looks like Christian DeBoer still on pit road. Ed Morris is going to get the lead here tonight, Scott. So, lap 67 of 140 here. Green flag pit stops. Everybody on a different strategy here this evening.
Absolutely, and I just want to take some time to look. If you can get a camera angle wide enough, Cameron Hearn is running down Ed Morris. Ed just ran a 30.507, and Hearn himself just ran a 29.874. The amount of time on these tires is just so imperative that it's making a difference of well over half a second.
Yeah, I've got a gap to leader up here. That's something we have here on ATVO, is gap to leader. So we can take a look at that from Morris to Hearn. I'm seeing at about 3/10 behind third Jacob Bell, at about 9/10 now. Now under a second behind our leader Ed Morris. And yeah, you talked about that, those tires and the difference there. Ed Morris has been out here 12 laps. Cameron Hearn has been out here 6 laps. So,
and that's what I was talking about. Later on or if you pit earlier in the run, you can make up a lot of time. Ed, I believe, was running back in 15th, 16th, maybe just outside the top 10 there for a while.
Oh, Tyler Hallman down pit road. Sorry to interrupt you there. I seen the speed drop. Sorry.
Yep. According to Race Control, Tyler Hallman went through too many pit stalls, pit road violation, so he is getting a drive-through penalty.
Oh, no.
As up front, Cameron Hearn to the inside for the lead. Looks like he's going to get it easily before turn 1.
Well, Cale Gale did lead a lap, so Cale Gale will get a lap led here. He made the pass on his teammate there of Ed Morris, but Cameron Hearn, man, Scott, I don't know. I mean, Cameron Hearn it's a fixed setup league here, and I don't know if he knows how to drive the setup, or if he just knows how to drive the track, or if it's a combination of the both, or if he is just that good, I don't know. I mean, it seems like every race we're talking about that number 15 of Cameron Hearn.
He's definitely got a lot of talent behind the wheel. I cannot deny that. Having the opportunity to race him last season was absolutely incredible. Door to door with him almost all the time. And it seems like later in the run, I don't know how, but he can stick with the leaders, and probably 15, 20 laps into the run, he just runs away from everybody. He does something with the tires, and his ability to save them is just incredible.
Yes, it really is. A little bit spread out here now after the green flag pit stop, so let's go ahead and take a look at who our top 15 is here tonight. I'm going to go ahead and run through the top 7. I'll let Scott run through the rest of them. Cameron Hearn, our current leader here tonight, has led 50 laps as he crossed the line. Cale Gell second, Hunter McDaniel third. Well, now it's Alan Elwood as he does battle with Hunter McDaniel. Anyway, Ed Morris in fifth, Garrett Heath in sixth, Mike Robbinger in seventh. Go ahead.
All right, in P8, we've got Jacob Bell, not Justin Bell. P9, Michael Mueller. P10, David Elliott. P11, William Hartman. And back behind him, we got a couple of cars here. Got the 38 of Will L. Davis, Rob Haynes, Darren Clement, and rounding out your top 15 is Mr. Weishart.
All right, yeah, you're getting it after they cross the line. So, yep, David Weishart currently running in that 15th spot. So we're going to have to get you hooked up with ATVO here, bud, so that way you can get it as it updates. Just in case you ever come up here in the booth again, you know.
That would be useful.
Well, Cameron Hearn, 1.5 seconds now ahead of his teammate there of Alan Elwood. Looks like Cale Gell doing a battle of his own here with a 57 of Hunter McDaniel now to the inside. Hunter, how did he squeeze up there right in front of Cale Gell? That was really, really close.
Sometimes you got to have that touch to make sure you can get that wide entry into the corner. Know where every inch of that car is.
Yes, we do. Well, we don't talk about spotters much here, Scott, but I'm sure you've spotted in your time on iRacing. We're going to stay on Jacob Bell here as we talk about this because there's a battle here between these drivers. Jacob Bell, David Elliott, Will Davis, Michael Atkins Jr. But live spotters compared to the iRacing spotters, how important is it to have a real live spotter out here in iRacing?
It's absolutely imperative. The iRacing default spotter, while it can be sort of tweaked a little bit, doesn't really give you all that information. The car may still be a quarter of a car width or so just behind your bumper, and it'll call car high because it wants to anticipate that car being slightly faster. And so that can cause a couple of issues. Having that live spotter, you can let them do entirely everything. They can do your pit cycle strategies. They can sort of calm you down if something happens on track, tell you to back off if you need to save tires, or they can tell you to speed it up, try to whisper some motivation in your ear. The iRacing spotter just doesn't do that. It isn't able to give you as much information as a live spotter could ever give you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, Will Davis in the 38 to the inside of the 67 of William Hartman. See the battle up here. Hunter McDaniel and company. I'm sure you've been watching that.
I did. We just had somebody getting the wall up off of turn 2.
Oh!
I think that might have been Weishart.
Oh, David Weishart.
And it was David Weishart. Got in the wall in 1 and 2.
Oh, no. The 33 Northern Capital Machine getting into the wall. I was hoping to get Rick Donovan up here in the booth, but it looks like he disconnected. So, not going to be able to get him up here tonight, it looks like, folks. But it's all right. We're going to have more action here after the 2 weeks off. But, we're over halfway mark here, Scott. We are at lap 81. Let's kind of talk about, I know they got to get through tonight, but right now they're gunning for Cameron Hearn. That's what it is. Alan Elwood, 1.3 seconds back from first. Garrett Heath, 1.4 seconds back from Alan Elwood. They'll have to pit here at least one more time for sure. But let's talk about the next race coming up here real quick. A little bit of road course action going to go on here in the Cup Series. You don't see it very often here, but we got a road course coming up after the break.
Absolutely, we do. And I've already got a couple names picked out for who I think are going to do pretty well
Rankin.
there. Oh, Elvis Rankin for sure. And for those of you that don't know, Elvis Rankin joined the Truck Series. that runs on Tuesday nights. He came over from the Road League that Extreme also puts on. I believe he is a 2-time champion in their GTE series. He's only 12 years old, if the information I got is correct. He is definitely still young, still very much a preteen, but he is incredible on road courses. You give him a good setup, and he will drive it to its absolute limit.
Yes. Yeah, Elvis Rankin. Now, he's not going to be able to, unfortunately, race in the Cup, but, you know, if he can get in as a standby on the Xfinity Series, Scott, I would put my money on Elvis Rankin. I really would.
I wouldn't have any trouble saying that either. I would say a couple of guys you really got to look out for here. I know Michael Mueller and Andrew Mraz have been working on a couple of setups for Le Mans. They've been doing GT3. One of the other guys that was really gunning for a road course was John Sterling. So we'd have to keep an eye on those guys. I'm not too sure about Cameron Hearn or his teammates at... I just blanked on their team name.
Well, which team name?
Cameron Hearn, Elwood, and...
Oh, that would be Virtual Racing Alliance.
At VRA. I apologize, guys. Oh, shoot.
We got Scott Rambler up here to booth going blank here tonight on MaxSpeedTV. Scott, you know, you're not up here much, so we forgive you.
I'm apparently not in my mind either, so I'm known for brain fade. So... But I think the only one from VRA that I've seen run road courses was Alan Elwood, and he's kind of a sleeper. You don't really hear too much about him running the road courses.
Yeah, he is one of those drivers you got to watch for sure on road courses as well. So, you know, but, you know, Elvis Rankin, like you said, I believe, you know, 12, somewhere around in there, 12, 13 years old, you know, he knows his road courses, and you know, you get him in here racing with these oval guys on a road course. I would definitely put my money on Elvis Rankin. I'd put $1,000 on it, you know. But we don't gamble up here. But you know, 2-time champion, and you know, still, you know, coming over here to the oval side, gonna race it up. Looks like we see a pass here, not to take away from the action on the track. These guys are spread out. We got, Jacob Bell. Oh, no, we got a spin. Oh, the one going around. What? We cut that live here on MaxSpeedTV. Caution will fly here tonight for the second time here this evening, folks. So let's go back here as we were talking about Elvis and road courses and all that. But I went up on Jacob Bell because the 11 was going to the inside there, and just looking at the battle that was going on, and, well, we're going to see this caution happen here this evening. The 77 onto the outside, the 11 onto the inside. I'm not sure, was there contact? Somebody get bumped there? Oh, no! It looks like the 77 of Jacob Bell got into the wall, tried to save it, right back up into the wall, right down into that number 1 machine, and the 1 is going to go hard into the outside wall. The number 1 is going to be, I believe, Blake Griffith, and it looks like another driver might have got involved in this as well. The number 2.
Weishart almost drove into that. He missed that by about a quarter of a car width.
Oh, man. Well, alrighty, folks. Well, we are over the halfway mark, but we got to pay some bills here tonight, folks. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be one of those finishes here tonight as we come down to the final 50 or so laps here this evening, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Alrighty, guys. Had to pay some bills there, folks. But we are back here live on MaxSpeedTV. A shout out again to Frank Rico over at Rigbo Tech for providing the commercials here for, well, the Rigbo Tech Cup Series for Extreme Motorsports and 99.com. But we are ready to, what? No, we're not going to go back green flag here. It looks like they have called off this restart here, Scott. So I'm not sure what happened.
Well, it looks like the field just hasn't gotten bunched up the way they need it to, so they threw the yellow flag there again.
All right. Well, as we see in chat, the Doggos making their mark. Well, they're going to make their mark here again tonight on the broadcast for MaxSpeedTV. I've got a 5-year-old teacup Chihuahua and a 12-year-old Shih Tzu who is blind. So when she barks, he barks because he can't see. So, you know, that's what you get here on MaxSpeedTV is myself, Scott Rambler, and the dogs. Freckles and Pixie. We'll just go and throw it out there. So, I'd have to do it from now on, Scott, on the introducing the broadcasters, you know. I might have
just
to
put
do
a
it.
little tagline there for is it Pixie
Freckles? Pixie and Freckles.
Pixie.
Yep. Freckles and Pixie, yep. Might have to put it up there, folks. So, but we are now, it looks like, officially going to go back green flag racing here this evening. Coming to lap 94 of 140. And I'm seeing Alan Hilton in chat saying that Elvis Rankin is a great singer too.
Huh.
We might have to pull him up here for the national anthem one time. We'll think about that. We already had Scott up here. And you did an awesome job, Scott. So, much appreciated, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Always fun to sing when I can.
All right. Well, we are coming around turns 3 and 4, Scott. I'm going to let you get them going here. Coming to lap 94 this time by.
All right, VRA leading the way, positions 1 and 2. Cameron Hearn, the control car on the inside. Alan Elwood on the outside. Pace car is going to dive off this time by. It's in. Cameron Hearn holding it back a little on the loud paddle.
Paddle? Did you say paddle? All right, Scott, where are you from here, bud?
Kentucky.
Okay, I'm from Arkansas, so I'll forgive you.
We got that natural stutter.
Yeah, we do. Well, single file here up front, all the way back here to around Aaron Clement, but I don't think this single file is going to last long as they go double file right behind Davey Hendricks here, Andrew Mirage, Rob Haynes here. They're going to do some battle. Here comes the 78 there, or is that the 73? 73 there of Alan Fox. Alan, check your number there, buddy, because on the side I'm seeing 78. Well, no, it's 73, but it looks like 78, buddy. So, check your number there, man. But glad to have you out here racing, man. Alan, I look for Alan to make his way back up toward the front as they get wild right up ahead of him. You know, this kind of reminds me of the Indy 500, you know, as they, you know, kind of widen out and then they get right back together, Scott.
Oh, yeah, widen out. Kind of coming through the corners and suck right back up to each other on the front, on the straightaways. They're practically bumper to bumper on the entrance of the corners.
All right, Monte record out there in chat, but folks, it is time once again here tonight on MaxSpeedTV. We haven't done it yet, but let's go ahead, crank it up here this evening. folks. Crank it up, Cam, here tonight in Atlanta. As these drivers continue to do battle here tonight. Cameron Hearn still leading. He's got his teammate yet again back up there in that second spot. But Scott, during that crank it up, but we had some 3 wide action going on. We missed it, but it was still happening here tonight, buddy. Go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a little bit of a stack up in the top lane. Somebody went all the way to the outside wall, and everybody just filled in behind them. They all managed to come out the other side of it, get straightened out by turn 1, but things got hairy there for just a second.
All right. Well, after that one round of green flag pit stops, they've been out here now about 15 or so laps. Still looking at really a close here. Oh, look at the 83 of Gale now dominant to the inside of the 23 of Garrett Heath. Oh, Gale getting a little loose. Oh, he managed to save it. Good job, Gale.
Garrett's holding his own on the outside line there. I guess the tires are finally starting to put some rubber in that top lane. Gets around him, clears him before turn 1.
All right, Brendan Kennedy joining us here tonight. Brendan, how are you doing, buddy? You're doing just fine. Calling the Rickbo Tech Cup Series here tonight for Extreme Motorsports and 99.com round of 4. These guys are still pretty much nose to tail, bumper to bumper. Micromanager now to the inside of the 57, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it here on the trioval at Atlanta. Man, that trioval, we don't talk about the trioval much. We talk about more of the track usage, Scott. But that trioval here at Atlanta, it's tricky in itself.
Absolutely, especially when they first implemented the new tire model. There's actually a little bit of a change in grade on the front stretch. So the right down by the grass just off of turn 4 is actually flat. You can almost see it as they go through. It's a little bit of a darker patch going around.
Yeah.
Everything sort of evens out by the time you get to the front stretch. But if you were to hit that and be a little bit loose on the throttle, you can definitely spin right around. It'll shoot you straight into the grass.
Oh, yeah, for sure. This is one heck of a race here tonight. Looks like, Scott, awesome racing out here tonight for sure. We've had a couple of cautions here this evening. We see a battle there between Alan Fox and company, but 2 cautions for 9 laps here tonight, 32 laps to go. 11 lead changes, though, here tonight, Scott. So, pretty high for Atlanta. Last night we didn't really see that many lead changes, but tonight we're seeing those lead changes.
I think the reason we saw so many lead changes was just the varying amount of strategies they had for pit timing on that last run. We did manage to cycle through the entire pit cycle, and we had a probably lap difference of almost 25, 15 laps. Somewhere in those lines of cars coming in and changing who end up leading the pack to the line. Is Alan Fox running it to the outside of the 39?
Yeah,
still
we're
holding
watching
him there.
it.
He
Yeah,
pinched to the bottom.
yeah, I'm watching it here. All right, well, he's on his phone here, but I do want to go ahead and bring him up here real quick. Now, Logan, we know you're having some problems out there, bud, but Logan, man, just checking in on you, man. Awesome racing out here by these guys. I'm sure you're watching it on the broadcast. But Logan Kice joining us up here in the booth alongside Scott Rambler here tonight. Logan, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing all right.
Well, that is good to hear. Go ahead.
Yeah, wish it wasn't hailing and raining outside now. Killed the power over here where we are. It kind of sucks, but yeah, it is what it is. You can't really control it.
No, you cannot, Logan. Well, I just wanted to pull you up here to get you up here in the booth, man. But, are you watching the race here this evening?
Yes, sir. Been watching it on the phone. It's been a pretty good race here so far. So we got Cameron Hearn and Alan Elwood, I think, are when I last checked in, they were running up front.
Yes, they still are, so you are correct, Logan. Well, we're not going to keep you, bud. We're going to go ahead and drag you back down there, Logan, man. Yes, I've got Scott up here with me tonight, but, man, let's hope the storm surpass, and here in 2 weeks, bud, we'll get you back up here in the booth, Logan. So, man, take care of yourself, take care of your family during those severe weather events, bud.
Yeah, man, it looks like the worst of it's gone now, so we're hanging in here, and hoping to hopefully get on here shortly.
Oh, we got 3 wide between Mraz and Michael Atkins Jr. all the way up on the outside.
Got 3
getting
wide. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to blow out Logan's.
Blow out my eardrums.
Going to blow out Logan's eardrums here tonight, Logan. Let's go ahead and pull you back down there, buddy. Thank you for joining us here tonight, bud.
Thanks, guys.
All right, blowing Logan's eardrums out as we seen the 3 wide, Scott. But, oh, man, that was
no
insane.
Idea how Mike Atkins saved that. He was all the way up against the wall on the top of that 3 wide, and he came out on top of everybody. He's now leading that second little pack back there.
Yes, he is. It looks like a Logan. I hope I put him back in the right room. I did. Okay. But Logan Keiss is one of our co-commentators here. Unfortunately, unable to fully make it here this evening. Got Rambler, man. Interrupt me. You did. That's the way we do it here on MaxSpeedTV. But yeah, I don't know how he did it. I don't know how Michael Atkins Jr. did it. Taking a 3 wide there. But, he did it. And we're still green here tonight.
Just goes to show we truly do have the top level of talent here. Being able to go 3 wide like that for the entirety, almost from 4 all the way through to the exit of 2, and nobody ends up wrecking each other. That was impressive.
3 wide, man. 3 wide, man. Locked up here in the booth. I've been called 3 wide, 4 wide. I've been called loudmouth. I've been called other names I won't mention here, but man, awesome racing by these drivers. But man, Alan Elwood, he is now in the lead. Hunter McDaniel in second. Cameron Hearn has fallen back into third. These drivers have been out here at about 28 laps, Scott. They are going to have to pit 3 wide up here again. 53 to 38 to 15. Oh, good Lord,
we got
folks. 3. Oh, no. Here we go. Go, golly, good
Looks like he's
save.
still rolling. No caution yet.
Are here, folks. Oh, Tom Massey on the front stretch here. Heavy damage by the 0.5. He is going to pull it off onto the apron there, but we seen that 3 wide up there with Cameron Hearn and company, Scott. So this 3 wide is not over with, and this racing is definitely not done.
Absolutely not. We're just getting into the fun stuff. It's 20 to go, this time by the line.
Yes, it is. And Scott, I got to say 20 to go because I yell it. But, oh man, coming out of turn number 4, Alan Elwood gonna take here this time by 20 laps to go here this evening.
Hunter McDaniel, the former champion, makes his way up to second place, is starting to headhunt Alan Elwood for that lead.
You know Hunter McDaniel?
Yeah, he's a former champion of the series.
Ah, okay. I know Hunter too, but I was a part of Extreme at the time, so, All right, well, we see it here. Alan Elwood, Hunter, Cameron, Will, Kelgeld going to be the top 5 here this season. They're going to have to pit here, though. 32 laps on this run. Now, we know they can go 50 plus. But Scott, do you really want to go 50 plus? Do you really? This late in the race?
They don't have to. Caution just came out.
No, they don't. Oh, David Elliott in the 42. Let's go back and take a look at what happened to the 42 of David Elliott. This is definitely going to change things here tonight, folks, as we hit the 18 to go. But we're going to watch that number 42 of David Elliott here and see what happened. Now, I'm not an admin, but we will take a look. Out of two, it looks like he's okay.
Looks like the 42 came up and the 28 come down. From what I could see, pinned the 28 up against the wall, spun the 42 nose first into the wall going into 3.
Yeah, I'm seeing it here. I got a pretty good view, but we'll go here on a far chase. We'll turn the camera here to kind of take a look at what happened here really closely. Now, like I said, folks, I'm not an admin. The discretion comes down from our admins, Nick Hunt, Calvin Herring, and Doug Blackman down there. But right here, we are going to see the 42 and that number 22. Oh, we're going to see contact here. That's going to spin the 42 hard into the inside of wall. That would be the 28. All right, that is where the caution is going to fly here tonight, but we are still 17 to go. We go back up front. Alan Elwood is going to be the first one off of pit road here this evening. It looks like everybody taking those 4 precious tires, Scott. So, precious tires is the key.
Absolutely. At this point in the race, those tires are going to be absolutely golden. Now the question is, are you going to try and save a little bit right at the beginning? Because you can burn these tires off in 10 laps very, very easily.
Yes, you can. Well, let's go ahead and we haven't. They're not going to get the one to go here this time by, I don't believe. No. All right, so let's go ahead and get Alan Fox up here if we can. I'll have to find him here real quick, folks, so give me a minute. Oh, where's he at?
I believe he's in prime time.
All right, Alan Fox, here he is. Alan Fox, buddy, Joshua Medlock, alongside Scott Rambler up here in the booth, buddy. Get a copy.
Hey, what's going on, bud? How are you?
Well, I'm doing fine. Well, first and foremost, buddy, glad to have you back here out here on the track, but unforeseen circumstances for sure. Man, awesome racing. You're currently running in 11th outside of the top 10. Man, what's it going to take to bring it home into Victor Lane here tonight?
Well, I'm just now kind of getting my bearings back. I mean, I was running 7th there, and for whatever reason, I just missed the box on the first pit stop, and it sent me back to 34th. So I've been grinding, picking up here and there, and now that we're close, we'll see what we can do.
Well, Alan, man, you've been away for the first part of the season here, buddy. You know, things have changed in your personal life. You know, we know you was going to get married, but you know, it's not going to happen at that timely manner. So, you know, what's it like, talking with your significant other and then getting back out here on the track? And then in August, that is when that marriage will happen.
Well, it's been fun. We're just dealing with some stuff here. She actually works in a nursing home, so we are on strict quarantine now up here in upstate New York. So just getting through and turning left.
All righty, Alan. Well, we'll talk to you here hopefully shortly. But hey, double file ready to go back green flag, man. Alan, good luck, and of course, glad to have you back out here on the track for sure.
Thanks, Josh. Hope to talk to you soon.
Bud. All right, well, got to get Alan Fox up here, but the other Alan Alan Elwood, the Screaming Meanie, the Alien, up front here tonight, but he's got a teammate, Cameron Hearn, behind him. Scott, go ahead and get him going here. 14 to go, bud.
All right, Ellen Elwood, control car on the inside, and the number 5 VRA machine, ready to take the green flag, holding back, stomps on the gas, leads his teammate Cameron Hearn to the inside. They are both going to clear the 57 of Hunter McDaniel, and they are going to be 1-2 going into turn number 1.
Well, if you was Alan Elwood here with 14 to go, you're looking for a win, to get the max points that you can as they go wide behind them. Anything goes like, oh, no, the 7! Good save by the 7, but we're still wrecking. Oh, no, folks, no, it is a big one here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Alan Fox going for a ride and a half. 3, 2, 1 blast off, and I just interviewed him. Scott, I feel bad, buddy. Oh, man.
How many races in a row is this for the commentator curse?
Shut up. Oh, no. Well,
no.
we're going to be on Alan Fox here, We're going to cockpit, but we see the 7 there getting loose, and I think this is where it all started. With and around the 7, not particularly the 7, but around the 7. He does save it, and then right there we see the 23 and the 73. Ooh, it looks like maybe some hammy action or net coating there. Well, let's get a chase view here. We'll turn the camera, widen it out, and kind of see what happened here. Oh, maybe some slight contact between the 73 and the 23. This is where we're going to go cockpit here, folks, with Alan Fox, because several drivers are going to be involved in this, but Alan Fox is going to go for a ride. If you get motion sickness, do not watch this. Turn your head, because he goes for a ride and launches up, and oh man, that is a rough ride for Alan Fox. Tough break for Alan. Oh man, a tough break for a lot of the other drivers as well, Scott, that are now on pit road getting damage fixed and could be out of the race.
Absolutely, and just the ones that I could see was Garrett Heath, Michael Atkins Jr., Andrew Mraz, John Sterling, all getting pieces of that.
That is not what you want to see here, folks. 11 to go. We can get another. No, I'm not going to interview anybody. Nope, I'm done. Nope, that's not going to happen, Scott.
Where are the guys that I interviewed earlier? Where's Hendricks at?
All right, Davey Hendricks currently running up in 11th here tonight. Let's see here. Let's take a look at our picks. Michael Atkins Jr. running back here in 19th. That is my pick. Rob Haynes not having the race he wanted. Let's see. Where is Rob?
Rob is about 4 positions ahead of Michael at the moment.
All right, he's currently running in 16th. So, no, we're not going to interview anybody. We're just going to keep it hush-hush here tonight. Because, well, guess what? The MaxSpeedTV and, well, the commentator's curse, not the MaxSpeedTV curse, but the commentator's curse has struck again here tonight. Oh, I feel so bad. Oh, man. I do.
We need to start adding a body count for your commentator's curse. So they're lining back up to go.
I can tell you this, Scott. every driver that I picked to win a race, they have yet to win. And I interview a driver, they wreck. I'm done. I'm done. You know, but we're going to be coming to 9 to go this time by, Scott. I'm going to go ahead and let you get them going here yet again. We know what happens under 20 and 10 to go. So go ahead, bud. Box yours.
All right, VRA leading the way once again. This time, less than 10 to go. 9 to go at the line. Cameron Hearn and Alan J. Elwood. Elwood with the lead, going to be the control car, I believe, on the inside. Yes, he is, in fact, on the inside. The 57, former champion Hunter McDaniel, looking to get up there and get a win. Cale Gale in fourth on the outside, looking to get some action going. And Michael Mueller, who's been running in the top, just outside of the top 10 most of the race, is just now showing his face inside the top 5 as they go back green. And the two VRA cars slot in 1-2 going into turn 1. And this is where you're going to see the bond of teammates. Is it going to remain strong? And is Cameron Hearn going to help Alan Elwood up until at least the last couple of laps and make sure that they can both get good finishes for the VRA team today? Or is Cameron going to try and go for it himself? He's going for it himself. Cameron Hearn looking to the inside, entering turn 3 on the inside of Alan Elwood. Alan gives him room. Cameron Hearn to the lead is going to lead this lap.
All right, Cameron Hearn back to the lead here tonight. He has led 92 laps here, 93 as an update. Alan Elwood 17 laps, but yet 7 to go here this evening, folks. It is not over here for sure, but we got teammates 1 and 2. Hunter McDaniel in third, Cale Gale fourth, William Hartman gonna round out the top 5 here this evening as we hit now that 6 to go coming across the stripe, Scott.
Absolutely, everything's getting ready to ramp up. I think Hunter McDaniel might be saving something just watching the two teammates in front of him to see what he can give these guys in the remaining laps. Save a little bit of that tire and make a hard charge the last 3 laps or so.
Well, I'm not going to say what I said last night, so go ahead.
Hunter McDaniel looks like he's getting ready to set up a move there on Alan Elwood, right on his bumper going into
blocking
turn 1.
Action! Blocking! Looks like that 5. Do a little bit of blocking there for Cameron Hearn. You know, and Scott, blocking is legal under 10 to go. But if you cause a caution doing it, that could cost you the race for sure, too.
Absolutely, it's just a risk you got to take. And I've almost got to wonder there, Alan let Cameron go pretty easily. I wonder if he's hoping Cameron's going to burn his tires off and he can make a late move on him. As we got a lap car staying to the inside. Okay, they duck out of the way at the last second.
That is going to be the 39 of Michael Atkins Jr.
Oh, we got to spin into 3. Sideways on the apron.
The 32 back up there on the track. That is going to cause a caution. Darren Clement going to be involved in this, and I believe that is that driver you was talking about there, Scott. All right, Darren Clement in that 32 machine here, folks. 3 laps to go. We're going to be under that one and only green and white checker attempt here this evening. But take a look at this caution here tonight. What happened to Darren Clement? Oh, looks like maybe some blocking there with the 11 and the 32 and the 51. Might have been a little bit of hammy action and some contact there between the 51 and the 32. And the 51 is going to get right back into that 32 machine. And going to send the 32 right up into the 17 of Tommy Haynes. It looks like the 17 is going to get up into 52 as well. Now, this is going to bring out the green-white checkered attempt here tonight, folks. So the one and only that they get, well, Scott, it's going to come down to this, bud.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see where Cameron wants to start for this final restart here that we're going to get. This is going to be the one and only green-white checkered. Is he going to take the inside or is he going to take the outside and try to file in just in front of his teammate?
Well, you know, if I was Cameron, which I'm not, but if I was, I would have to choose that inside line. Here in Atlanta, I would have to pick it. You know, you got a teammate there. You know, yeah, wins don't get you in the chase, but if you can finish still 1-2 and go back to back to back, I would choose that inside line if I was that number 15 machine.
I'd have to agree with you. With less than 3 to go, I'd say all bets are off. You're pretty much racing for yourself. As much as I would love a teammate that would try to sacrifice a position to make sure they finish 1-2, when it comes down to one of these races, when you got two laps to go, if somebody misses a step, that's a potential win going away.
All right. Well, you also, Scott, have to watch that number 57 of Hunter McDaniel because he's been back here in third since the last restart. You know, how much has he saved his tires to maybe get around that number 5 and the 15? Of course, Cale Gale and William Hartman going to round out the top 5. So, you know, you got teammates up there, you know, they're working together. Anything can happen, for sure.
Absolutely, and that's actually something I was kind of thinking about there. If Cameron Hearn chooses the outside, he is the control car. The 5 cannot go in front of him. That will block the 57 just on the pure fact that the 5 is not going to react at the same time the 15 is when he goes to start. So that'll protect that bottom lane from getting to the 15 if he gets a good jump on his teammate.
Well,
and potentially securing him a 1-2 finish.
Well, it looks like Cameron Hearn is, Scott, going to choose that outside line here. Coming to one, or coming to that one to go here under caution. So, you know, you was just talking about that, so that's kind of going to separate here the top 2, but Cameron is going to be our leader. Alan Elwood is going to be on the inside. We are going to have to watch this restart very closely here because once the leader goes, when that pace car dives off, which will be Cameron Hearn, you know, you have to go. You cannot hold up the field just because.
Absolutely. At Atlanta, it's a fairly quick green, but you do still have a little bit of time that you can play with there. So you don't have to go exactly the second that pace car goes off. You can play a little bit of strategy with it, but I think Cameron Hearn's best bet is to gun it the second that pace car is off the pavement.
All right, well, we are going to be going to that coming out of turn number 4 here. Cameron Hearn on the outside line, right ahead of Cale Gale in that number 83 machine. Pace car will make its dive off. It is off. He is going to go. Well, green flag is out. It's our ball game here. He didn't gun it like we anticipated, but it is going to be a matter for a second. Alan Elwood and Cale Gale. Allen going to have that inside line. The wrecking behind him here, folks. Big wreck here tonight, folks. Green flag off. It is going to end under caution here this evening. Cameron Hearn going to grab the win here tonight. We won't make it official, but it looks like Davey Hendricks is going to be involved in that as well. We will go back and take a look. That's what happens on a restart, Scott, is, you know, it's it's really a ball game, under a green and white checker. Now everybody crosses the line, so they can change lanes if they want to. So we're going to be on Davey Hendricks. Oh, the 14! Oh, the 14 of GT Hawkins, it looks like. Might have missed the shift, blown an engine. The 7 gets into the back of him, the 14 into the wall. I don't know if that's where the caution is going to come out, but that is what I've seen on the replay here tonight, folks. But Cameron Hearn will win it here tonight, back to back to back, for Extreme Motorsports and 99.com, the Rick Motec Cup Series here tonight. Congratulations to Cameron Hearn, Alan Elwood in second, and Hunter McDaniel going to finish in third. Wow.
Congratulations to those VRA guys. They have done a heck of a job this race to get that 1-2 finish. They definitely earned that.
Alrighty, folks. Well, we'll let Cameron, of course, do his burnouts here. But we're going to get the top 3 up here for the MaxSpeedTV post-race show. Don't go anywhere, because we got to hear from Cameron, Allen, and Hunter here tonight as Cameron Hearn does his burnouts here on the front stretch. Back to back to back. We will be right back. Alrighty, folks, we're back at it here on MaxSpeedTV. We have caught up with our top 3 here tonight. Of course, we are going to start with our third place finisher here this evening, the number 57 of Hunter McDaniel. Hunter, man, well, awesome racing out there by everybody, but it came down to a green-white checkered, man. Talk about the race, the green flag pit stops, and, really, to survive and to get a top 3, bud. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. It was about survival. We had a fast car. We were fast, seemed like beginning the stint, into the stint. Felt really good. Ran up front basically the entire race, and that final set. Well, before we got the final couple cautions, we were just right at our fuel window, and we were good on fuel. We had saved enough in the early stint. I think the guys up front. Cameron got put in a 3-wide situation that backed everyone up, and I don't know if he was trying to save fuel, if he was a little short of running up front. But we were confident. We knew we were good on fuel. We knew that these guys probably weren't good on fuel. They didn't seem like they were saving. So we were really happy with that final strategy, and when that caution came out, we're like, there goes our race. But third place finish, happy with it. Can't complain. We just came down to a green-white checkered. I haven't had the best luck with green-white checkers here at Atlanta or Las Vegas.
It's Atlanta.
But yeah. I'm just having flashbacks to a couple seasons ago. But
oh, okay.
all in all, good race. Can't complain with third place finish. I'm gonna take it into the next race, hopefully.
All right, well, we're going to be off for a couple of weeks, but when we come back, going to be some road course action here for the Rick Motec Cup Series. You don't see a lot of it here in the Cup Series, but Road America, how comfortable are you with the Cup cars at Road America?
Oh, definitely. I love road course racing. Love it in the Cup car. Cup car is going to be a little interesting at Road America. They don't run there, so that's going to definitely be a learning curve. But we've won road course races here in Extreme, so definitely going to have some confidence going into that race, and going to just bring our A game, practice. Road course racing more than oval racing is about pacing yourself against the clock. So just keeping those laps consistent and keeping the car clean all race.
All righty, Hunter. Well, man, congratulations. Third place here tonight, buddy. Any final thoughts, shout-outs you want to give before you get into the break? And then, of course, get ready for the road course here tonight.
I just want to say thank you to Ken for spotting for me tonight, my crew chief, and everybody at Maverick Motorsports. They're doing really well in the lower series, and really proud of those guys. And thank y'all for putting on the broadcast. It's a joy to watch every week.
All righty, Hunter. We'll see you in 3 weeks. Well, 2 weeks off, and then the third week we'll see you back at it here in the Rick Motec Cup Series. Buddy, man, go celebrate third here tonight.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Uh-huh. All right, well, that is going to bring us to our second place here tonight. Alan Elwood. Oh, Elwood. Scott Rambler's caught up with him. Scott, go ahead.
Alan, how you doing, man? Second place finish. Great run.
Yeah, we'll take it. You know well enough this thing's like Talladega Daytona every week, so you finish 1-2. It feels great. I kind of wish we could have raced it out at the end, but at the same time, I mean, as hectic as those green white checkers are with this package, I'm kind of glad that we didn't even bother with that at the same time.
Now, I noticed right before that final caution came out, did Cameron just manage to stick his nose under there? Because I thought you had this on lockdown there for a few laps.
Yeah, I hit the apron in 2, just barely clipped it too much, and the car kind of wiggled on me first time all night. And at that point, then, we kind of had an agreement like 10 to go, we're going to race it out. And we knew that Hunter was right there on the prow, and I kind of clipped the apron. He took it low, and that was that. So I don't blame him. I probably would have done the same thing, but it's just it's tough when it's your teammate, and then you're like, how hard do you race at the end? Everybody wants to go for the win, but then the team points that you throw in there, it's like, what do you do?
All right, and speaking of that final restart, with Hunter McDaniel and Cale Gale right behind you, were you and Cameron just kind of talking back and forth about who you thought was going to be the bigger threat with that green-white checkered, and did that play a role in where you guys decided to start with him taking the high side?
Yeah, I mean, no offense to Cale, we knew that Hunter had been there all night long, and we figured that it would best as a team if he started up high, and then we tried to work through it that way. We knew Hunter was going to be, like I said, on the prowl. We knew he was fast all night long. We figured if we restarted that way, that's probably our best chance to finish the way that it did.
All right, well, I won't keep you any longer. Congratulations on your second place and a 1-2 for VRA Racing. Go out there and celebrate, man. Congratulations.
Heck yeah, we'll do. Thank you, fellas. I appreciate it.
All righty, buddy. Any final thoughts, shout-outs you want to give before you go celebrate, bud?
Yeah, just, I thanked him last night. I'll thank him again tonight, Rick Matek. I'll thank Rick Bell as well, since I should have thanked him last night. So, appreciate Rick Matek giving us the opportunity. All of our series sponsors, giving our drivers a chance to race every week. Everybody at VRA, congrats to Cameron on the win. He dominated all night. So give it up for him. He deserved it. Everybody on the team had a great, pretty much great performance. Otherwise, we had a little bit of tough luck. Our Bruzy Racewear, as always, you guys up here in the booth for doing an awesome job and taking time out of your night to broadcast for us. Fans out there, my wife, family, all the supporters, and Extreme for the series. We appreciate it.
All righty, Alan. We'll let you get to it, man. Go celebrate second here tonight, buddy. 1-2 VRA, man.
Heck yeah. Thank you, fellas.
Uh-huh. All right, well, that is going to bring us to our winner here tonight. I don't think he deserves an interview, but we'll go ahead and give him one here tonight. Cameron Hearn, buddy, back to back here for the Rick Tech Cup Series, buddy, man. Awesome run out here, man. I don't know how you did it. The fans want to know. Go ahead and talk about it, bud.
Yeah, track position was key. This Bruzy Toyota was fast all night. Allen was fast all night. Whole team was fast. They just kind of got stuck in traffic. And here, clean air was awesome. But having Allen behind me most of the run, beginning of the race, kind of not pushing the issue too hard, definitely was huge. We were able to save tires, get through pit stops, and then we kind of pulled away after that. Kind of wish it would have stayed green, but cautions bring cautions, and kind of made it interesting. Allen got in front of me one point in the run, and caution came out, and I was content running 1-2 for a while. But Hunter McDaniel was super fast all night. I saw Allen bobble a little bit in 1 and 2. Just kind of had to go for it after that. Luckily, he was able to fall in behind in second. But just an awesome team night. Awesome. Can't say enough about the team. I think that's the difference of what we got going on compared to everybody else, because these tracks, teammates helping you, drafting with you is a huge asset.
Well, it came down to the green and white checkered here. You seen the caution. That's what happened. You chose the outside line, and Scott up here has got experience here in Atlanta. So, what was your mindset seeing the caution, knowing it's going to come down to a green white checkered? What was your mindset going? Okay, I've got to choose inside or outside. Why did you choose that outside line?
Chose the outside so I could. I knew I could get the jump off anybody on the inside, and I wanted Allen to be able to fall in line behind me. I felt like if I gave him if he started on the outside, as fast as Hunter McDaniel was, easily could have gotten ahead of Allen coming off turn 2. So we were just kind of working out a strategy that the way that would help the team out the best, and keep Hunter was super fast. Kale was fast too all night, but Hunter could really drive that car in there, and that kind of gets a little scary with green white checkered.
Oh, yeah, it does. Well, we are going to be off here for the next 2 weeks, but when we come back, it's going to be some road course action here for the Cup Series. We don't see that too often. But Road America, how are you on road courses?
I think I'm going to be all right. Allen's extremely well at every road course that we run in on iRacing. So do some practice with him, trying to figure out his shift points, braking points, and just learn from one of the best. And I think it could be a huge team effort as well, a huge team points to kind of catch back up to prime time.
All righty, buddy. Well, we're not going to keep you, man. Any final thoughts, shout-outs you want to give for going back here tonight for Extreme Motorsports and 99.com, bud?
Yeah, I want to thank Rick Tech, our sponsoring the Cup Series, Bruzy sponsoring all the VRA guys. I'm glad we're able to bring it home, get them a little bit of publicity out there. Thank you guys at MaxSpeedTV. Awesome. Say it almost every week. You guys do a great job. It's definitely a pleasure, having friends, family, coworkers tune in and watch, and it's just awesome. Thank all my teammates. Alan, Scott wasn't here tonight, spotting, but usually he's here. Jeff, Davey, Brad spotted me tonight and helped me out a lot, and Delante. As always, my dad, my uncle texted me during the race, "Hey, be careful on pit road, save your tires," giving me some information that, because it's easy for me to get high strung, and that's one of the difference this year is I try to keep it more cool and kind of tone down, not let the small stuff get to me, and end up putting yourself in a bad situation. But yeah, everybody who helps week in, week out. My wife puts up with me racing until 11 o'clock at night, and it's just an awesome league. You got awesome admins. Nick does a great job, and all the people who help him. I think give a shout for Drive for Diabetes, Check Don't Guess. Just a lot of people involved, and that's an awesome feeling. And yeah, I'm excited for a couple weeks off, spend time with the family, and keep back where get started back where we left off.
All right, buddy. Well, we will let you go celebrate your win here tonight, man. Back to back here for the Rick Tech Cup Series, Cameron. wins don't get you win, but the more points you get, the better off you will take going into the chase. So, man, Cameron, awesome job here tonight, bud.
Yeah, I got my son sleeping, so I'm going to have to give a little whoop whoop.
All right, well, let it get to it, man. Cameron, go celebrate, bud. All right, well, that is going to end here for the interviews here tonight. But let's get down here to the unofficial results here, Scott. Pending any, of course, admin stuff they have to do here this evening. But Cameron Hearn gonna win it here tonight, back to back here. The Rick Motec Cup Series. Congratulations to Cameron. Allen Elwood, a teammate there for VRA in a second here this evening. Hunter Mcdaniel third, man, but not without a fight, Scott. Man, what a run Hunter had. Kilgale in fourth. William Hartman in fifth. Micromanager in sixth. Michael Mueller seventh. Rob Haynes in eighth. Timothy Zayas ninth. Gary May going to round out the top 10. Scott?
All right. P11 is going to go to David Elliott. P12, John Sterling. P13, Jacob Bell, not Justin. P14 is going to go to Jacob Lee. P15 is going to go to Will L. Davis. Number 16 is going to go to the 51 of Delonte Ballard. Number 17 is going to go to David Weishart. 18, Tommy Haynes. 19, Christian DeBoer. And 20th will be Michael Thwaites.
All right, Garrett Heath, 21st. Ed Morris, 22nd. Davey Hendricks, 23rd. Garrett D. Grant, 24th. Michael Atkins Jr., 25th. GT Hawkins, 26th. Justin Gann, 27th. Brett Cool, 28th. Tyler Holman, 29th. Derek Clement, 30th. Scott, round us out here tonight, buddy.
All right, and we have Bobby Tinch, 13 laps down and 32nd. Wait, sorry, that's going to be 31st.
All right, go ahead.
32nd is going to go to Brandon Freeze. 33rd, Tommy Amassi. 34th, Andrew Mraz. 35th, Alan Fox. 36th, Blake Griffith. 37th, Richie Evans. 38th, Gary Sexton. 39th, Mike Franklin. And with a disconnect, pulling out the final position is Chuck Sweeting in the 26th.
All right, well, congratulations again. Goes to our winner here tonight, Cameron Hearn. Like I said, folks, back to back here for the Rick Motec Cup Series. Scott, thank you so much for joining us up here in the booth tonight, filling in for Logan Keiss, Mother Nature. You know, it happens.
Absolutely, and I got to thank you, Josh, for letting me come up here and have so much fun with you. I've always wanted to get up here in the booth and commentate. It's been a very, very long time since I've had to do anything like that. So I had a couple slip-ups, but hey, laugh at it, move on, and we'll learn for the next time.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in here tonight on MaxSpeedTV. But we got more action, of course, here tomorrow night. The iRacing Virtual Cup Series will be headed to Charlotte for 300 laps, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, with myself, of course, Joshua Medlock on the mic. Scott, again, thank you so much. But until next time, folks, stay safe and have a good night.